Dr. Bones, Dr. Bones, Dr. Bones.
Hey, this is Leslie.
And Jason.
Of The Sweetest Condition, and you're listening to Dr. Bones on New Music Saturday.
Right on, and welcome back to New Saturday Part 2 with myself and special guest Mike from 1inFive. So, man, I just looked at our live stats from the first show. We had 50 people listening live to Part 1, so fucking rock and roll. And guys, thank you so much. That's amazing. You guys are amazing.
That's awesome. Nice one, guys. Well done.
So yeah, very pleased to see that. Let me tell you. So first off, for Part 2, we got so much kick-ass music to get to. So we're gonna kick it off here with we're gonna do a band called Bodhi Jar. They're a local London band. This one's called Cellar Door. I've seen them live, by the way, and they're a great band, and I've interviewed them as well. Dig this: Bodhi Jar and Cellar Door.
So I could see after her life and the pieces fall into place. Behold the picture as it was meant to be seen. Sun rises, time lands, down the staring with a never see believe. I've seen the fingers pulling strings beyond the curtains, leaving only one awake to truly see. Whispers on the ground.
Body Jar with Cellar Door, and what a kick-ass band these guys are. I've seen them live quite a few times, and I've interviewed them as well. And it's cool because, like, you know, I met up with their singer at a local band show together, and great time. And they're a great bunch of guys, but very, very talented, very talented. And yeah, you're right. Speaking of Mars Volta, they remind me of Mars Volta, old Chili Peppers. They actually do a cover of Second Man Beato, which is from the Wayne's World 2 soundtrack. But yeah, awesome band, great tune.
Yeah, I mean, that was the other band I was going to say, is the Chili Peppers. So, yeah, you saw I just tweeted out, you know, we're talking about the Mars Volta, who I love. By the way, when I saw the Mars Volta, just going off on a slight tangent, it was in quite a small tent at the Reading Festival years ago, and they had this massive amp stack. So they must have had 2 or 3 4x12 cabs with an amp on top. And the guitarist, I don't know how he managed it, but he managed to get up on top of this massive amp stack. So he was he's quite tall, his head, or his afro at least, was touching the top of this tent, right? And then he's playing this wicked solo, and you're like, oh my god, this sounds like, you know, Jimmy Page on acid or something. And then he just jumps off this stack onto the stage and manages to land it perfectly. I was like, okay, I like this guy.
I'm blanking on his name right now, but the singer's name is Cedric. Because they also did a side band called Sparta. If you remember a song called "Cut Your Ribbon."
That sort of rings a bell. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Well, look it up. "Cut Your Ribbon" was a single because they made 2 albums. They didn't do like too well, but they were still, as far as I'm concerned, very good. So "Cut Your Ribbon" was the main one, and the first one's called "Wiretap Scars."
Cool. Okay, I'm gonna check that out because I mean they were class. But yeah, it's just funny that we mentioned them briefly earlier, and then you played that, and I was like, that's that kind of vibe, you know. It feels like that, and you're right, the Chili Peppers. And,
well, you know what?
Cool band.
When I saw them, it was crazy because they were playing because I saw them as at the drive-in before I saw them as Mars Volta.
All right, yeah.
So when they're doing at the drive-in, so it was a Fellowship of Command. So that's the album that was out at the time. So it was right after In Casino Out. Mm-hmm. And man, what a show! Because Cedric, like, his mic was on a cord, and he like looped it around, so it went around his neck and looped it back out. Like, they were so intense, man. It was crazy what a good show it was. It was unbelievable.
Awesome.
I mean, they definitely have like the energy. And now remember, Omar Rodriguez is the guitarist for Mars Volta and at the drive-in. And yeah, well, the thing is, like, I love this stuff, so like, it kind of sticks out. But one of my favorite songs by them, and the video is just cool because I know we talked a bit about videos last time we were on there, is they have a song called Goliath, and it's off an album called The Bedlam of Goliath. So that was their, I believe, their second album after Cream of the Crematorium.
Yeah.
So I believe it's off that album, but the video it's long, but it's cool and funny at the same time, because they're literally jamming out in the middle of the street and they stop at a certain point to let cars through. So it completely stops, right? So they let the cars through, and then as the cars are going, they start up again. It was so funny, but so well done. And during the video they switch up instruments as well, you know. So Omar goes from guitar to playing drums and that sort of thing, and Cedric goes to playing like a horn. But it's a great tune, and that's what they're known for, is that there's that crazy, unbelievable stuff. And here's a little kind of side tip that probably not too many people know. Their last 2 albums, their drummer, they got a new drummer. The drummer is 19 years old, and the guy is effing crazy how good he is.
No way, that's quite an achievement. I don't know what I was doing when I was 19, but nothing that impressive.
Yeah, so there you go.
Awesome, that's cool. And actually, what's just popped into my head is the other band that I saw, possibly at the same festival or around that sort of time, you know, either the year before or the year after or whatever, was the Vines. And
right.
Actually, that guy's voice sounds a bit like the guy from the Vines as well, that band he just played. It's got that whole vibe. It's definitely kind of that era, but also very up to date. It's a cool sound. I'd love to see them, actually. If they come to the UK, let me know, and I'll come and see them.
All right on, man. You know what? They came out at the same time. The Vines, the Hives, the Strokes, the White Stripes, all around that same era. So it's kind of like indie at its greatest. But even though they were signed, but you know, that was the way it kind of came out. So
Yeah, definitely, and it was kind of proper indie. It wasn't like, I don't know if it's just a definition change or whatever, but indie now it seems to be associated with kind of very jangly music, whereas actually indie music for me is that, and before that it's like Oasis and Blur and Andy Warhols and all that sort of stuff, right? It's the kind of indie's about energy, and it's about being independent, but as you say, most of them are actually kind of signed to bigger labels, but by that kind of point. But it still had that attitude, which seems to be missing when we talk about indie music now, which is a shame. And there's nothing wrong with that kind of jangly other stuff. It's just I wouldn't call it indie.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
so next up, we'll get to one of my favorites. This is The Sweetest Condition from their newest album, 1inFive. The song's called Don't Cross Me. Dig this.